Well, presidential contenders McCain and Obama tomorrow are set to deliver speeches at the League of United Latin American Citizens Conference. They're obviously to court the Hispanic vote. Joining me now is Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas. He's a member of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and Jeff Frederick of the Virginia General Assembly, chairman of the Republican Party of the state of Virginia. Good to have you both with us and to talk about this issue. And I want to point out, because I think it's really important, and I think the audience of this broadcast will consider it important. Congressman Cuellar just returning from Afghanistan there to be with our troops, and I just want to say thank you for doing that and commend you for doing so.
Thank you. It was a good way to spend July the 4th with our troops.
Absolutely. Outstanding that you chose to do so. Let me start by asking you this. First, Lou Dobbs. You're a member also of the Hispanic Caucus, as I said, MALDEF, the La Raza. These groups in total have membership, that's a minute fraction of the total Hispanic American population. Why do they have apparently such influence?
Well, first of all, as you know, the Hispanic population is one of the fastest growing populations that we have. We do have different groups up there that speak for the Hispanic community. Do they speak for everybody? The answer is, of course, not. But they have been leaders in many ways when it comes to education, health care, and some of the civil rights. So, again...
Well, wait a minute. Can I say this, Congressman? I'd like to know one single national initiative on health care, on any public policy that any one of these groups is responsible for putting in place.
Well, when we talk about them speaking out for Hispanics, they have done a job, and especially when it comes out to making sure that people get a good education, especially with the Hispanic population. When you look at the dropout rates for Hispanics, it's something that they have spoken for.
Well, that's speaking for, but you said actually being involved. I have to tell you, we've spent some time trying to figure out what LULAC, La Raza, MALDEF have actually accomplished in terms of public policy that would benefit us, the group of people they purport to represent their interests. We can't find a single public policy in which they were either the leader or responsible for its reality.
Yes, sir. Well, again, you know, I've worked with them. Sometimes we've disagreed. We've disagreed with them on some points when it came to redistricting, for example, on who should be the Hispanic represented in certain areas. But they have spoken out. I've seen them on education issues before. No,
I understand, Congressman. Mr. Frederick, let me ask you. You are a Hispanic American. I can't think of a single policy, public policy, that any one of these groups has made one whit difference, and they sit there and say they represent, quote unquote, Hispanic Americans.
Well, I'm the member of I'm a one-person member of the Hispanic Caucus of the Virginia General Assembly, the first and only Latino ever elected to the Virginia General Assembly in our 400-year history.
Wow.
And the fact is that I've never really been associated with these groups. My mother from Colombia. I know a lot of people that are from South America, Latin America, and I don't know anyone who's a member or a part of these groups or who participates in these activities. So frankly, you know, of all the people that I know, of all the Latinos, you know, from Virginia to Florida and all around, not one of them are involved in these groups, and frankly, these groups just don't speak for the Latino community. The Latino community, too many people, unfortunately, want to make it out to be this monolithic group. But that's kind of like saying, you know, somebody from Mexico being having the same views, cultural views, political views as somebody from Buenos Aires. It's like saying someone from New York City has the same views as someone from Houston, Texas. Right. It's just completely absurd. But these groups purport to put forth that all these Latinos feel the same way about all these issues, and it's just frankly not the case.
Yeah, and I know Congressman Cuellar, because the last time you and I talked, Congressman, you were straightforward about it. You saying that Hispanic Americans in this country are far more diverse than some of these monolithic impulses on the part of, say, La Raza would indicate. Well, I have trouble understanding why there is a direct attachment to these groups by these two presidential candidates or any other ethnocentric group.
Well, and I think, you know, those are the faces that they see when they look at the Hispanic community. You know, I agree with the representative that, you know, that the Hispanic community is not monolithic. I mean, certainly it's not. It's a very diverse, you know, there are liberals, there's moderate, there's conservative Hispanics like myself also. You know, Jeff is a conservative Republican. I'm a conservative Democrat. But again, those are the groups that are out there that have been around for many years. So therefore, you know, both both presidential candidates are going to be, you know, one of them spoke to, both of them spoke to Naleo, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. This time it's Lou Like, and it's going out to court the Hispanic voters.
And I guess what I'd ask you both is, because this is where folks get a little confused, I think, what is there that a Hispanic American would want because of his or her ethnicity that any other American, irrespective of his or her ethnicity, would want? What would be the difference?
Not much.
I can't understand.
Not much. You know, every voter bloc, every group, they want to have attention from the people that are either serving them in elected office or wanting to serve them in elective office. Right. And the Latino community, they do have some special interests that they advocate. You know, a lot of them have family overseas. They like to, for example, maybe have our immigration policy a little bit more easier for them to come over, like my family. Not disobeying the law, not violating the law, not cutting the line, but being.
By the way, I think every American who's aware of immigration law would want
that's exactly
the Citizenship and Immigration Services completely overhauled, because it's led by complete morons. It is again one of the most dysfunctional agencies in government.
But we're a country of immigrants, and our nation has been made strong because of immigrants. But immigrants that came here legally, who followed the rule of law, who did the right thing, got in line, and followed the rules, obeyed our law to get their piece of the American dream.
Congressman Cuellar, you get the last word on this.
Well, I agree. You know, my father was born in Mexico, and he became a legal resident, then became a U.S. citizen. He did follow the law. Though I do agree that we do need to make some changes. We need to have a immigration reform, but we have to make sure that we do it in a reasonable and a very logical way.
Did you say border security first, Congressman?
Yes, sir. In fact, the last time I was here, I told you it was border security, some sort of guest worker plan. And the difficult part is, I mean, you know, whether we like it or not, what do we do about the 11 to 12 million undocumented aliens? Amnesty? No, I don't agree in amnesty, but we do have to address that issue.
All right. Congressman, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Congressman Cuellar, just back from being with our troops in Afghanistan. Again, thank you, Congressman. And Jeff Frederick, we thank you very much for being here. Look forward to talking to you both soon. Thank you.
Thank you.